So this is the interior of the BYD Seal, and right off the bat it feels extremely premium. For the price tag, it definitely does feel something from a segment above. You get this huge massive screen which can turn into portrait mode, and other than that you've gotten like some really premium metal sort of finish, some leather, Napa leather seats, soft touch materials throughout the dashboard, which is definitely a plus point for everybody. And over here you get the function to open your blinds. Now this is a 2025 model, so the previous one didn't actually get sun blinds in this. You had to buy a sort of sunshade separately in the accessories. There are the lights. This is the auto dimming. Here's your glove box, which is illuminated. I think this is cooled as well. And this is how the key looks. The same key is shared across all the BYD cars, that is the Atto 3, the Sedan 7 and the BYD E-Max 7. This is how the rear seat looks, and this is the instrument cluster, which gives you quite a lot of information. Like, let me first adjust the steering wheel. Right, better. So of course this can also detect the signs on the road, and you get the HUD display, which also is pretty crisp even in this lighting. So that's a plus point. Of course it shows how much battery you're using, your drive modes and all that stuff. And all in all, okay, so it's showing me the fasten seatbelt sign. This is the 360-degree camera, which is pretty nice, I would say. The quality is definitely very good. And if we, let's go to the 3D. And the screen is definitely very intuitive. It's pretty quick with the response. It's smooth, it's pretty fluid. You get various different angles. Right now, of course, this because we're in the showroom, we can't really test the limits of the 360-degree camera, but overall it's pretty nice. You also get the lane watch camera, which is pretty good. Then of course this also sort of gets invisible. Now the reason why you see sort of like a black square is because we're stationary, but once we start moving, the camera will detect what's ahead of you, and then this thing will become entirely transparent, which is pretty cool in my opinion. Other than that, the screen, let me get this back to portrait mode. So over here you can choose the AC. If you saw the ambient lighting, because I turned it to low, it became blue. So all of this is pretty coordinated, which is amazing. Other than that, over here, see, this is the settings. These are the ambient light colors that you can choose. Let's turn it into red, and this has become red. This is the brightness, ambient light adjustment, whole. So now the entire car has sort of this red or whatever color that I have chosen right now. Let's keep it red. And there's dynamic colors as well. Yeah, so C and stars. This will also probably work when you are braking or accelerating this car. So that's cool. There's also rhythm ambient lighting. So whatever song you're playing, the ambient lighting is going to work. Is going to keep on pulsating on the beats and stuff, which is pretty cool. You can so you can also control your tailgate from over here. Audio display, energy. This is so you can choose the regenerative braking gear. It's 86%. There's the vehicle. So over here you can adjust how the vents. This is the seat heating function, and this is the seat cooling function. And this is the rear windshield and side mirror heating, AC. And this is how you control the AC vents, which it's pretty much a good gimmick. But yep. Other than that, let's explore more of the dashboard. You get a lot of apps, and of course it supports wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Then there's albums, which you can like connect your phone to, and then look at the photos, videos, whatever, yada bada boo. and smart charging, media center, BYD store, and there's quite a lot of stuff, I would say. Now, one thing that definitely is doesn't feel like an afterthought is that because when you're driving, right, and if you're alone in the car and you want to change some setting really quick, then there's already buttons dedicated to open the function. Like now, let's say you feel if you're feeling chilly. Usually in a lot of cars where there are no buttons for controlling the AC and stuff, you can just click on one button and it starts up really quick. So it doesn't take you more than 3 or 5 touches to actually access the setting that you're looking for, which also means less time taken off, less eyesight taken off the road while focusing on changing your comfort. Other than that, everything in this car is absolutely premium. It screams premium. You get 6 or 9 airbags. There's a sunglass holder over here, which is quite strange, but yeah. We get airbag written in Chinese as well to remind you that this car is Chinese, but it doesn't mean that it's bad. You get a dyno audio system, which let me show you how it sounds. Oh, and radio machine. Let me increase the volume. So it speaks for itself. Let me know what you think. Now I'm in the rear seat of the Seal, and there is one complaint that I have is because, and I mean honestly, more than a complaint, it's something that most manufacturers cannot avoid. But since this is an electric vehicle, the battery is definitely taking up a lot of space, because of which my feet, because now I'm 5'10" and my feet are not exactly resting on this, so the under thigh support does feel limiting over here, and my feet are touching against the seat. Now that seat is adjusted to my driving height, and I am 5'10". That's not extremely long height either, so this can be a problem if backseat driving if you're going to be chauffeured most of the time. It's not the most comfortable, but other than that, your back has incredible support. Over here, the seat bolstering is very good. It hugs you in pretty nicely. The cushioning is very good. It's extremely comfortable, but the only problem is with the legs. So if you are somebody who's much more taller than me, you might think of it as a problem. But other than that, I'm pretty sure you're not gonna complain spending a lot of time over here. Or if you're sitting alone, you can just sit cross-legged, but I would not recommend that either, because that is not exactly safe either. But yeah, other than that, you get your 2 AC vents, which unfortunately you cannot control from the rear, so it's all over there. You get this sort of cubby hole to keep your phone. There's a charging port over here, one C-type and one USB-A. There's some nice seat pockets, 3 to be specific, and this is a pretty cool. This is sort of like a racing inspired seat, but honestly, it also gives you a lot of support and comfort. Now back here, this is how the upholstery on the seats look like, and this is the rear armrest. You get 2 cup holders, and there's these rubber paddings to make sure that whatever bottle glass you're keeping will be intact, so it's also easy to open the bottle. So overall, the back seat is pretty comfortable. You also get the middle passenger also gets a headrest, and this sort of headrest is pretty nice. And yeah, honestly, I don't have any other complaints except for the legs. So if you're short, it's not gonna matter. But yeah, over here also you get these lights. You get height adjustable seat belts in the front as well. And by the way, this seat, the rear seat, entirely topples. You get a dyno audio over here as well. This feels really premium. The car overall feels like a very premiumly built car, and this is how. So my head is over here, and this is how far the sunroof will extend. So I hope it's not a problem, because nowadays people are spoiled with the sunroof glass being absolutely right over your head, which is kind of annoying for me at least. This does not open, by the way, so don't be bummed out when you buy and you figure out, oh, this does not open. So this does not open, and that's actually good. This also has this sort of sun protection, which helps to not get a lot of which helps to block the sun rays from coming inside and heating the cabin, because this is entirely dark. black. It's all black dark elements, which will definitely heat the car in the suburbs. Anyways, it's gonna heat the car in India regardless. But that was the backseat experience. So this is how the Seal looks like. You get these sort of racing, sort of inspired diffusers, which definitely do give this car a pretty sporty look. And these are the new rims on the new generation, or not of the new generation, but on the 2025 BYD Seal. You get, so this is the premium variant, so you get 19-inch tires. The tire size is 235/45R 19 VXL radial tubeless tires. But the alloy design is rather cool. It is much better in my opinion from the previous Seal. And this is the side silhouette. It's pretty cool. You get these pop-out handles, which honestly BYD and the Chinese government has mandated to get rid of these to all the manufacturers. But this is going to be with you. This can get annoying at sometimes. You also get this NFC thing. So you get an NFC card. You not only get your keys, but you also get an NFC card that you can just tap here, and this unlocks. So that is also pretty nice. This is how the front of the Seal looks like, and quite frankly this will stand out on the road. When you're driving, you are definitely going to get looks. People are going to break their necks trying to look and understand this car, which I honestly don't blame the people. Look at it. It looks amazing. It looks sporty. Especially those grills. This is inspired by this sort of oceanic design said by the designer, and quite frankly I cannot complain about the design. Looks are definitely subjective. Some people might not agree with my opinions, but I quite frankly really like the design. You get dual sort of projector headlamps, which also gives you a pretty good throw that we'll understand once we take the car out in the night. But this is how it looks like. You get powered functions for both the front and the rear seat, and this is where you can turn off the passenger airbag as well. You get these ambient light strips and all, and overall this looks nice. Let's open the boot. This is electrically operated, as you already saw from the screen, and the boot does seem to look a bit small, but it's not really. You get some storage space over here, which also opens up into this. Oh, there's a reflective edge. That's something new. You get your tire inflator. Then there's some liquid inside and a few other stuff. I guess there's quite a lot of stuff that's missing over here. But let me just close this back real quick. You get some seat pockets over here to keep some stuff. Oh, but there's just a speaker over here. That's cool. And that's how much space you have. You can probably fit 2 bags easily in this. 2 huge bags, I guess. But that's probably it, which is quite frankly more than enough for, let's say, a weekend getaway, or if there's just 2 or 3 people in traveling in the car. So this was the walk around of the BYD Seal. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I feel this is one of the best cars you can get for the money. This is the premium variant, and this has around 320 horsepower and around 390 Newton meters of torque, which is still pretty fast. It has a 0 to 100 time of around 5 or 6 seconds, which is also pretty quick. If you get the performance variant, you have to pay around 8 lakh rupees more, but it's going to be worth it, because then you get 500 plus horsepower in this car, and then this car can propel from 0 to 100 in just 3.5 seconds. So what do you think? Would you buy the BYD Seal, or are you scared of the entire anti-China thing? Let me know in the comments below, because this is definitely a car that nobody would regret to buy. This is an EV. It has very little maintenance cost. Oh, let me show you the frunk real quick. So we can. So this is the frunk of the Seal. You get this small area to maybe stuff your school bag or something like that. And oh, this is something. They cleaned it right now. You fill your windshield washer fluid over here, and the rest of it is closed. So you don't get a huge frunk, but I mean, yeah, the bond is pretty big, and you get strut, so that is a plus because this does feel a bit heavy. No man, I'll just close that later. But what do you feel? Oh, by the way, you get these are the cameras and sensors. These are most surely going to be the fog lamps or something of sorts. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments below and subscribe to my channel for more such videos. And by the way, contact Landmark BYD if you want to test drive the BYD Seal today.
But if you want to test drive the new BYD Seal, contact Landmark BYD with this given number below. And don't forget to like, share, and comment on your favorite feature of the BYD Seal. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. See you the best.